The president and founder of Africa's Young Entrepreneurs, Sumi Smart Francis, has 6 gifts for all.
I'm telling you about 6 gifts, just 6 gifts that I want to share with my members this evening. Number 1, as an entrepreneur, you need to be able to evaluate your blessings. Tell your neighbor, evaluate your blessing. You guys are not talking. Tell your neighbor, evaluate your blessing. You see, the Christians will say, count your blessings, name them one by one. But for an entrepreneur, you just need to take one blessing and put a value to it. When you put a value to it, then you begin to appreciate it. There are many things you have in your life right now that if you put value to it, you will know how much blessings you have. You know what happens when you're counting it? One person begins to have more than the other person. Am I clear? When you're counting your blessings, I realize that I don't have enough than Mr. Billy. But when I just take one, the fact that I'm alive today, the fact that I have a business, the fact that my business is surviving, the fact that I can employ people, I can lead people, that is a blessing. If you can evaluate that blessing, you will know what the Lord has done. The second zeni I'm going to give you right now is courage. You see, with this courage, it's very simple. It's 6 gifts I'm giving you. And we are on number 2. I will share a story with you, a simple story of what courage can do for you. When I started my entrepreneurial journey, when I first traveled out of the country, I started doing this. I'm sure some of us know about these timeshares, holiday clubs, or you start selling something. Can you imagine selling holiday to people? It's one of the hardest jobs ever. Trying to tell you, Mr. Governor, you are tired, you need a holiday, please buy package. There is this one guy that does something so great. Some of my members knows this story. His name is Paul Severin. Severin is an amazing, funny guy. Because out of every one of us that was employed, Severin is the one that cannot even speak proper English. But when they drop us at the shopping malls to go and do this work, when they pay us $10, $15, Severin will be collecting $2,000. You are giving us $15, $5, Severin is collecting $3,000. I was telling this guy, please, give me what you are using. He said, what do you mean? Francis, me, I don't use anything. Me, I don't send anybody. That simple word changed my entire life. When he said that, it triggered that even when they tell this guy, boss off, I'm busy, clear away, this guy don't care. He will just go from one person. Boss off, get away. And he was just walking like a madman. He had the courage to confront anybody. He did not care. Some of us here, we are too scared. We are even afraid of fear. We are too scared of doing things that we should be doing because we don't have the courage. You too send too much. Tell your neighbor, you too they send. Some of you, who is going to empower you is sitting right next to you. But instead of you to connect and network, you are forming big boy. You thinking you are shy. You thinking I cannot share. You need to be able to have the courage to confront it. Because to make it in Africa, you need courage. You need to build trust. Let your life reflect your word. Anything you say, let it be real. Learn to keep your word. My governor, it is only in Africa a person will fix your car. If you say by God's grace it will work. What do you need God's grace for fixing my car? A Chinese man will not fix your air conditioner and tell you by God's grace, oh, guy, it will work now. You see this aircon here? By God's grace it will work. No! We abuse God's grace too much in Africa. If your word is your bond, you should be able to tell your clients, I have done this job and it's gonna work. And I'm giving you 24 months, this thing is gonna work. There's no why are they promoting rubbish? Somebody gives you 4 o'clock, you come at 5 o'clock, you say African time, and we are cultivating and following a bad habit. Mr. Governor has said it all. Even if it happened in their generation, it doesn't mean it must happen in our generation. We don't want African time anymore. Anytime we say 5, it's 5. When you tell your customers Tuesday, let it be Tuesday. You know what you should do? Make sure that you give enough days in advance. So when you bring it on Monday, the customer will know you know how to keep your word. As an entrepreneur, you need to push yourself. Push yourself. Okay, push your neighbor. See, some of us, you are the one. You don't need any blessing or any anointing oil. Don't let them fool you. It's because you are not pushing yourself. Do you understand something? When you do this, when you begin to knock, you see what happens? When somebody's on your door and is doing this, and is knocking on your door, you see what happens? It becomes irritating. You keep knocking. What happens? You can't stand it anymore. You keep knocking. You don't like this sound, right? And that is what happens when you knock. The universe will what? Open! Guys, the next one is believe in yourself. You see, believing in yourself is very critical. Some of us do not understand. Guys, you need to know yourself. As an entrepreneur, you need to know your abilities. You need to know that what you need to make happen in your life, you have it. If you don't have an identity, then you don't have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, then forget about your future. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can just believe in yourself and take these gifts that I've given you, just these 6 gifts that I leave with you here tonight, you will be surprised about how much you can achieve just by knowing yourself. I thank you very much. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I thank you all our special guests for making it here today. We're still going to make a lot of things happen, and I appreciate you all.
Entrepreneurs, you need to know yourself, know your identity, and know your purpose. It's up to you to utilize these 6 gifts. The A.Y.E president charges entrepreneurs to believe in themselves to achieve greatness.
Look at this clock. As the time ticks, what can you do in 59 seconds? What if I told you you could change your finances in such little time? Yes, Entrepreneurs Trust Fund. Loan approval in 59 seconds from 10,000 Naira to 10 million Naira. Transactions based on trust. Entrepreneurs Trust Fund. Are you an African entrepreneur? Get funding for your business or idea with Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Empowerment Fund. A.Y.E. What does trust mean to you? Trust is always earned and never given. Trust is power that bonds great people, businesses, and communities. It ensures long-term success, and it always pays. If trust is missing, everything else falls apart. Life without trust is a life in turmoil. Entrepreneurs Trust Fund. Trust is everything to us.
All the way from Southern Africa, the inspiring, energetic, the one and only Billy Selikane.
Our history is steeped in the beginning of life. Does it make sense? That Africa is the cradle of humankind. Therefore, nothing in the world could become powerful without the essence of Africa. But the sad truth is, Africa sometimes forgets who she is. And then we allow other people to give us ideas that demean the essence of who we are. Today, there's over 8,000 of you in this environment. There's going to be a lot of data and information given to you. You have one particular choice, and the choice is quite simple. Either You flow with the noise of the group, or you make an individual decision to change and transform your life based on the data that you're getting today. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm from South Africa. In South Africa, we've got 55% unemployment in youth. The highest employment in the world, not in the continent. And most of the time, it happens because too many young people want to belong to groups and sell away their essence of their individuality, and therefore their plan for their life gets lost in the midst of this group. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to understand this one profound truth, that every day when we wake up in the morning, we have a choice. We have a choice. Either we're going to become transactional people who will always want something for themselves, or we're going to become transformational people who will always ask, how can I make a difference to impact not only myself, but the society that I'm part of? And I believe as Nigeria, you have the biggest oil reserve, bigger than Dubai, which is a fact. But the question then becomes, what are we doing with it? What are we going to do about it? I'm passionate about the continent, not South Africa, about the African continent. I'm passionate about the African continent because we have forgotten the essence of who we are. One of the greatest stories about this continent is Africa had 3 universities long before Europe had their first university. It took 230 years for Europe to have their first university after we had 3 universities for 230 years. We have forgotten all of that. So what I'm going to say to you today is this story teaches us 5 very simple principles. The first principle it teaches us is the principle of purpose. Now, ladies and gentlemen, purpose speaks about original intent, why something is created and why it was created. I believe that each and every one of you in this room was not an accidental birth, but an intentional birth. Because there's a challenge in this country, there's a challenge in this continent that only you can solve. That's why you are here today. And the question becomes, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to lose? What are you willing to let go for you to shift from where you are to a place when your purpose begins to manifest itself into something powerful and something exceptionally impactful? So the first principle that we learn from this story is that each and every one of us has been born, has been conceived, and has been made alive because there's a particular problem that we need to solve. Now, sadly, we choose to follow our purpose or we choose not. Again, it is a choice that we are given each and every morning. When we question our purpose, why are we here? When we question our commitment to the things that we do, about our passion, when we're not becoming a productive nation but a consuming nation, when we don't position ourselves exceptionally well in the markets so that we can increase our value, when we are not persistent, we will not make it. But I believe that we build the pyramids in Egypt. And people don't know how we build them. But we build the pyramids. If you go to Sudan, the Dogons know about the star Sirius C. It took the Americans 60 years with the most sophisticated telescope to understand and locate that star. But our people in Africa knew it based on our native intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for all of us to look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves this one profound question. Is this all that we can be? Is this all that we can do? Or we can do more? But here's what I can tell you. Without a doubt, I know that we can do more. Because when I could not pass my matric in South Africa, and I started to look for a job like everybody else, but somehow I knew that I had the gift to inspire other people. When I started planting my bamboo garden, my friend said to me, you don't have the education, you don't have the connections, what makes you believe you'll make it? And I said to them, I'm still watering my bamboo tree. The first year ended, my friends got hired, got given company cars. I did not have a company car. I was still watering my bamboo tree. The end of the second year, my friend said to me, we're receiving bonuses and increases. What do you have? I said to them, I'm still watering my bamboo tree. Year number 3, when my friends got promoted, they came back to me and said, do you still believe you'll travel the world? Do you still believe you'll be the best? Do you still believe you'll write a best-selling book? I said to them, I'm still watering my bamboo tree. And at the end of my 4th year, when my bamboo tree shot up into the sky, I started traveling the world, inspiring people, speaking to CEOs, being paid monies in a month that my friends could never earn in 5 years, because I never gave up. No matter how difficult it was, I just focused and I kept watering my bamboo garden, because I knew, ladies and gentlemen, that greatness can never be bought. You can't buy greatness. That you have to work for greatness, that you've got to go through the pain for greatness, that you have to be rejected for greatness, that you have to doubt yourself for greatness. But if you understand this one profound truth, that each and every one of us has been born intentionally, therefore, until we win, the game is not over. Thank you very much.